You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
What is up? Welcome back to another episode of the Hello Sport Podcast, home of unqualified opinion and unwavering bias. It's a Monday, and I think it's going to be fucking hot today. That's the vibe I'm getting from the sun. If I'm listening to him, if I'm paying attention to him or her.
Him, her, gender fluid, son.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Depending on its mood.
True.
Depending on its mood, I'd say.
Depending on which side of the bed the sun's getting up out of. Well, it feels very hot and horny today. It feels maybe like a fiery woman today, actually. That iced coffee tastes like absolute arse.
Why?
Really bitter. Really bitter.
Don't get bitter, mate. Just get better.
No, well, that's
You know
what you'd be saying to the coffee, not to me. How are you, mate?
Fucking terrific, mate.
You good?
Yeah, fucking terrific. Mate, nice relaxed weekend. You know what I mean? A bit of R&R. Good for the body, good for the mind, good for the soul.
Yep.
Good for the spirit.
Yep.
That sort of thing.
Yeah, that was the same here. Same here. R&R weekend.
Roberts, look, picture this. Cold. Friday night. Cold. Rain. Not heavy rain, but she raining.
Pitter-pattering.
Pitter-pattering sort of stuff. 10-ish degrees. I'm in the Robertson pub drinking schooners of fucking Guinness. Eating a schnitzel. 2 gravies. Ladle sort of stuff.
Oh, ladling it.
So I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if I'm in that sort of environment, Tom, I'm fucking good to go.
It's a nice environment. That's Southern Highlands to a T.
Perfect.
That's drizzly Southern Highlands.
Beautiful
vibes.
stuff.
Yeah,
Just gorgeous.
That was my childhood. Not the Guinness, unfortunately. I wasn't
No
allowed
Guinness?
that. I wasn't allowed that as a
You a
pub.
Guinnessman?
I don't mind it now. Like, as in if I have it, it's definitely not a go-to at all. It's quite heavy.
Oh, it's thick. You may as well be fucking sitting on loaves.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I'm saying?
Exactly. Big, chunky, dark loads.
Big,
Well, not chunky.
not loads, loaves.
I said loads.
Oh, you said loads.
I said loads. Big, thick loads. I wasn't doing that as a youth, no. But I've certainly got into it a bit more in my adulthood where when it's like, you know, if I'm out with you or someone and it's like, oh, I'm having a Guinness. I'm like, fuck it, I'll have one. Like after that.
FIFA?
Nah, marathon, same place. Marathon thingo. And we went and had Guinnesses and I was like, fucked. Did not need it. You know, the big old Guinness. I'm like,
Yeah, we were pissed though.
No, I know. It wasn't a Guinness for like, let's enjoy one, which it should have been.
I enjoyed mine. You're obviously not made of the right stuff. Not
Well,
surprising.
listen, it was just fucking long night on the tools, mate.
Listen, we're not shocked.
Long night on the tools.
But, you know, it was a bit of that. It was plenty of sport, Tom. Really good weekend.
Yeah, I
for
stayed up all
sport.
night Saturday and watched the cricket.
Did ya?
Till midnight.
I fell asleep, but I
watched
gave it
the
my
whole thing.
all.
Mate, it was brave.
That's good. for
Kiwis
you.
just couldn't buy a win in the weekend. Aussies got it done. We got it done in the rugby league. We got it done in the cricket.
Thank God we're not fucking Kiwi, dude.
I know, dude.
Thank God we're fucking born and raised Australia.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Do you know what I mean?
Mate, they couldn't buy a win on
Couldn't
the weekend.
buy one at the markets.
Lose the rugby league, we hump them in that. Lose the cricket, we don't hump them in that. It was a close game, good game of rugby league cricket. I'm not going to lie to you.
Really good game of rugby league cricket, but a win is a win.
A win's a
Tom.
win
Couple of wins for Australia over the weekend.
for our island home. Now, we can go through it all, but I will say this, as a man sympathetic to the Kiwi plight, let's just say that. They were fucking, that red card in the World Cup final.
Are we just going there straight away?
Well, dude, it was just fucking horse shit.
Mate, honestly.
It was just rugby. It was so rugby.
It was so rugby. It was the most rugby fucking final of all time. And if people go, well, of course it was, because it was a final
Game
of
of
rugby.
rugby.
Union. I get that, mate.
That
but
makes
you know
sense.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Let's just cut the bullshit
Yeah.
and let's just slow down, deep breath sort of stuff, and just address it for what it is. It was a fucking penalty goal-a-thon.
Yeah.
Except for a try in the, last 10 minutes by New Zealand. After one was already brought back, it might have been a fucking...
The fact that they've made this thing where it's a yellow card, but you know
it
what?
could
We
become a
can
red.
review it and it can become a red.
No,
What the fuck are you guys thinking?
No.
Who the fuck makes these rules? Like, how is this going to improve the game at all? Forgive me if I'm wrong and I've missed something here, but did the guy that Sam Cane fucking caned, did he even go off? Like, was he injured? Was he fine?
No, he wasn't.
He was fine.
He was fine.
And the fucking 4 cards in the whole game.
And
what the fuck is going on? 12-11. It's so fucking stupid. Like, who the fuck runs the game? Who's allowed to, like, make decisions like this? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so dumb. I'm fucking at a loss.
Wayne Barnes clearly hasn't watched a game of State of Origin in his life. And you might go, what are you talking about, Edward? What I'm talking about is referees are told by the higher-ups that in State of Origin, put the fucking whistle away and let the game flow or you'll be shot against a post. It's pretty simple.
As in up against the goal, like put his head up against the goalpost and just put a bullet in his head.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Hold on to the post, okay?
Bite onto
it, and then bang, bullet in the back of the fucking skull, all right? Let the game flow, cunt. It's not difficult. Old mate Wayne thought it was the Wayne show. He thought it was Wayne's World on the weekend. And he gets out there and he just starts carding everyone left, right and centre. I understand as well that the TMO was playing along. Maybe they're bed brothers. I don't know what's going on.
We'll shoot them all.
But they were very, very keen to remind everyone that I'm Mr. TMO and I'm Mr. Referee. Fucking absurd. To hand out a red card in a World Cup final, they don't come around very often. Only every 4 years, mate.
No, but this is also
first red card in a World Cup final. Thank you, Tom. Like, let's be fair dinkum. Did he pick him up and spear him to the ground? Did he go in with a swinging arm? He got him a little bit high. Who gives a shit? He was wrapping up the ball, making a tackle that was trying to affect the outcome, Tom. And maybe a yellow, okay? Maybe a yellow. If you can stretch me to a yellow. I don't want to be stretched.
No.
I'm not Gumby. I'm not flexible at all, Tom. I don't want to be stretched. But I'll allow a stretching to a yellow card. But to fucking have this man sweating on his little seat, on his white plastic seat, sweating his ball sack off, then to be given the news of absolute absurdity that it's becoming a red, World Cup over, 60 minutes to go, game fucking done and dusted.
Yeah.
South Africa just going to defend their asses off and grind out a scat win. Like, what are you doing to promote the game? It's madness. Poor Sam Cane looked like he'd given birth to a fucking watermelon. He was like, at the end, he was just like... He looked shell-shocked, mate.
Without any painkillers.
He looked shell-shocked. Shout out to our fucking female dribblettes.
Oh, absolutely.
Who
who
go the big lift. But you're made for it. Men aren't.
No, we're not.
You know what I mean? We're not made for that sort of fucking...
We do a big shit and we're a bit rattled.
Oh, a bit. Sometimes you come out of there, you look like you're fucking going
Seen
to
it
war,
goes.
mate.
Yeah, I know.
So we're not built that way, man. And so to get a red card like that,
and then when you pass a watermelon,
you skipper and you're passing a watermelon on the fucking side of the field.
World cameras, like the eyes of the world on you as you're passing a fucking watermelon.
How many what? 80, 90, 100 cameras?
Yeah.
As you pass
and then how many
watermelon?
people are in the millions watching?
No, billions. Trillions.
You know, your legs are up there on the fucking... You're in stirrups.
Yeah, he was in stirrups too, poor old Sam Cane.
Yeah.
Serious stirrups, stirets as they call them
in France?
France.
Oh, did they really? There you go. I didn't know that. Did not know that. It just, you know, like, I can't even say it was disappointing in the sense that, like, it's not surprising in any way, shape or form that rugby fucked rugby more than anyone else can fuck rugby. No one fucks rugby like rugby fucks rugby.
Yeah, rugby sits on itself, you know what I mean?
Like Eddie Jones, one of the great dogs all time.
We'll get to him.
He fucked Australia, but no one fucks rugby like rugby.
No. Rugby's literally like mauled itself to death.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun.
Well, it's fucked itself.
It's fucked itself, yeah.
This is just the worst possible and most rugby result like you've ever seen.
Everything is reviewed to within an inch of its life.
And it's like,
let's go back 7,000 plays. Like, fucking penalty advantage and shit goes for 45 minutes. I'm like, this is just madness. We're going back to this play from the fucking 11th minute. It's like the 72nd minute. Like, what are we doing?
I don't, like, even again, I refer to my rugby chat group a lot. It's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, you do.
They're all tense. Like, they're like, oh, I'm like, I get that it's like edge of your seat because the result is big, right? Like the result is the winner of the World Cup. But like you can't be watching it and thinking this is good.
If that was like, round 13 of the Shoot Shield, right? And it was like, what do we do?
If there are no stakes in the game, exactly. Like, It just really fucked me off like nothing else. Wayne Barnes. But the red card from a yellow, just fucking ridiculous. And like rugby will never fucking succeed, at least in this country, when you're putting on shit like that. Like no one really gives a fuck about watching that.
And New Zealand should have won. Like without the red, they definitely win that game.
Yeah.
They had 2 opportunities to seal the deal, couldn't get it done. But like, it was a tough penalty from 50-ish out at the end, and then Richie missed his conversion, obviously. So it was there to be won, punters and dribblers. But like, that's what we're not talking about. South Africa's gritty defensive effort. We're not talking about the fact that they fucking repelled New Zealand late. We're talking about Wayne and his fucking cronies upstairs.
Yeah. Yep. Fuck them.
Like it's almost like as humans we can't get out of our own fucking way, Tom. Like we all wanted technology to solve the problems. Like, oh, that was forward and it wasn't called, and like we all wanted that. Now that we've got it, we don't like it. Like I think that rugby league is over officiated. Rugby union is completely over officiated from a TMO perspective. VAR in soccer, everyone hates. Like,
Coles and Woolies, self-checkout. Oh, yeah, sweet. I'm going to have to go and ask someone to come and help me 6 times because this fucking computer keeps freezing.
You know what put a bee in my bonnet, Tom? Going into fucking Qantas and them going, no one to help you, no one to scan your fucking shit, no one to help you load your bag, nothing. I'm like, bruh, my ticket's not coming up. Oh, well, go down here and line up for fucking 7 hours. Like, it just does my head in.
Was that the one where it was like when we were going?
Oh yeah,
where you have to you to Jetstar, I think. I don't know, but it was like you have to scan in to get your ticket before you then still have to go and see someone. And you're like, well, why don't I just go and see this person then? They just give me a ticket.
No, you got to go. You got to go scan. You got to go over to that self check-in thing, and then you come see us. I'm like, but I'm here though, and there's no one around. She's like, oh. Like, are you fair income, mate? Are you at work, or like am I talking to a civilian? Have I got this mixed up?
Yeah,
are you standing behind the customer service desk, or you're not?
Are you just someone that's rocked up to an airport in a fucking Jetstar outfit? Is that what you do?
Am I missing some? Or are you at work?
Is this cosplay? What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, like I'm just gonna sit here and just stare at the camera and not speak. You know what I mean? For 4 hours.
Yep.
That's the equivalent of what she did. Go over to the machine and print out your ticket and then come back and see me. You print it out, mate. Because you're standing in front of one and there's no one around. It's 11:30 on a Monday. Anyway, that's by the by. All we're saying is technology's starting to fuck me off.
Yeah.
It is. Listen, I'll be honest with you. Like, what are we doing here? These things don't get any better. They get more annoying. iPhone 3 or 4 was probably about cherry.
Someone showed a video of what's it called? All the Apple fucking things, all the when they're announcing the new phone, it was Steve Jobs. Obviously, he now is no longer with us, and I went to Timmy Cook and whoever the fuck else does it. But they all just
I believe Tim Cook's still there, Tom.
They all just come out and say the exact same thing every time. It's like, this is without a doubt the most powerful and innovative iPhone we've ever created. And you're like, you just fucking changed the charger. Nothing
has changed in an iPhone since it became touchscreen.
They're always touchscreen.
So like maybe the first one's a bit fucking clunky, but like by iteration 3, we're pretty much there, right? What's changed? Nothing. The camera gets better. I don't even use the camera.
Well, you do, but you probably don't. I do.
I tell you what else does my head in? Zoom. Let's go back to phone calls.
Yeah.
Let's go back to phone calls, people. We don't need to fucking look at each other. No. It's ridiculous. No. It's a complete waste of time.
If it's multiple people, though, I can understand it, but I don't want it.
Don't need it.
I don't want it.
Don't need it. What? Don't need it. There doesn't need to be 7 or 8, 9, 10 people on a call. 3 max, and you can do that on the phone. Merge them up.
I hate Zoom, dude. You and I are very anti-Zoom. If you're listening to this, don't make us do Zooms, please.
Yeah, if you're listening, we don't like them. Unless you show me a PowerPoint, which I get very few of, don't need to see it.
Or your penis.
I don't want to see that either.
No, but you might want to see that. Who the fuck knows? What if it was Adam Elliott and he was like, hey...
Seen it.
Yeah, it's true. Well, what about someone else? You know what I mean? If you've got to see...
Listen, unless you're a real man dingo, don't care.
If you've got a big old hog on you, then you'll Zoom.
But this was complete and utter madness on Saturday morning. It just was. And to get the red card so early, was it the 20th minute? Something like that?
game over. Ruin it. Just ruin it. Ruin the game. Fuck Wayne Barnes and fuck the TMO. Just ridiculous. We are brought to you, punters and dribblers, as always, by our good friends at Nedd's. Shout out to them. Follow along on the profiles tab on Nedd's. Obviously, we've got the private group there, About Even, entry code Dribbler, where we all sort of will share bets and shit over the weekend. But the profiles is a new thing they're launching. You can go on there. You can see what we're betting on. You can follow along. It's a nice and new way to engage.
That's right, Tom. How many times in life are you given the opportunity to follow your heroes? Think about that.
Now, I mean, some may say, listen, you can follow them on Instagram, you can follow them on Facebook, you can follow them on Twitter.
But not like this.
But not
like this.
Not your punting heroes.
Not your punting heroes.
You've never been able to follow your punting heroes. Well, now you can.
Now you can.
All on the Nedd's app, punters and dribblers. And it's a bit of fun. You know, it's also like it's a bit of accountability. I'll tell you that, because
lot of red in there lately.
Yeah.
But there'll be green eventually.
Yeah, of course.
That we do know. Thank you, Neds.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website. Can we go and sort of just make a little move over to our friend, the great trader, Eddie Jones?
Listen.
I need someone to explain to me here quickly. He
You and
stepped
I
down, but someone's saying that they pushed him. But I'm like, did he make it essentially impossible not to push him because he was like...
I think potentially what's happened, Tom, is that his performance in the last year, well, not even a year, since February or January, has basically made his role untenable, I think. Like, he has been fucking appalling. Let's be completely honest. To come out and say that Michael Hooper is a poor role model, he's begging to be pushed.
Yeah, he is.
Absolutely begging.
It's almost like a guy who's too much of a pussy to break up with his missus, and so he's just being an absolute asshole. And it could be a girl, actually, either way, who just, like, they can't break up with them. So it's like, I'm just going to be a real
I'm just going to cheat on you.
I'm going to fucking start talking to someone else. Japan, whoops. Oh, I got caught. No, I'm going to gaslight you. You're like, no, I wasn't talking to him. What are you talking about? Then
we've been gaslighted.
We've been gaslighted
by this prick.
Yeah, he's been gaslighting the fuck out of us.
100%.
Then he has the hide to come out and question Michael Hooper.
Yeah, like, mate.
What the fuck, dude? And Hooper just classily. I don't think he said shit, has he?
But then went and played for him in the Barbarians. That's how classy he is.
He went and what?
I'm pretty sure they're playing like the Barbarians, or he's playing in the part of the Barbarians and getting coached by Eddie Jones. Dave will look that up. I skim read. Shock horror. Listen, Eddie Jones completely fucked the nation at the World Cup, right? Told us fibs and lies, been like, well, we'll show you. Told everyone to give themselves uppercuts.
Those dumb ads.
Those stupid ads. Let Japan sit on his face, all right? And then lied about it. And
let
said
him
that
ride his face like a Sibian.
And then said that he didn't let Japan Sibian him, even though he did.
Mate, he's been having his fucking mush ridden by Japan pre-World Cup.
And he's shaking like a Sibian, the bloke, and lying about it. And then comes out and goes, yeah, well, fucking one of our great players all time in Michael Hooper, one of the most capped all time, like an absolute servant to the game down here in, may I add, really trying times.
Yeah.
Just goes, nah, shit role model.
Yeah, no, he's not the sort of people we want to, like, they're not addicted to winning anymore. Mate, didn't seem like you were addicted to winning, cunt. You won fucking 2 games, against
Portugal and Georgia, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
let's just fucking...
Let's woo up.
Let's woo up on the judgment on who's into winning and who's not.
Yeah, Hooper is playing for the Barbarians. They're playing against Wales next week, and Eddie Jones is one of the coaches.
There you go. So he's that sort of
classy,
guy.
Yeah.
I'd be telling him to go and fucking get fucked.
Yeah.
No, there's a couple of fuckings in there, but that's how I'd feel.
Yeah, absolutely. Right up in his face.
Yeah. Spitting on him and shit.
Little worm.
Little traitor.
He's a little traitor.
Who's been gaslighting the nation. And now it's all come out and he goes, oh, no, that's bullshit. All those articles are bullshit. Well, they weren't, were they, bro? Because you have been letting Japan sit on your face riding you like
allegedly.
a Sibian.
I mean, that's what we're hearing. So, look, he hasn't officially... He hasn't put up a fucking Instagram post with him in Japan yet, you know what I mean?
Tom, he has taken meetings, a.k.a. face-sitting sessions.
Yeah.
before the World Cup.
But I don't know. He hasn't admitted that either.
Yeah, but we know it's true. We know
That's
it's
what
true.
I'm saying. But this is, again, if
And
we
I
go back
think-
to the relationship and the dating thing, he was spotted somewhere by, like, one of your girlfriend's friends.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
You're getting
well,
your face
we saw
ridden.
you getting fucking your face ridden by an entire country.
That's right. That's a lot of people. And so I believe, Tom, and this was just a theory getting thrown around, that he was inclined to sit down and negotiate an exit with, I think it might have been Fitzsimons
Yeah.
in the Saturday paper, was basically saying that he'll want to like negotiate some sort of small exit.
That's where
so
he
he
shit
gets.
on
So he
Hooper.
gets. So he'll get paid like a certain amount. It won't be anywhere near what he was owed because he's choosing to leave. But there will be some sort of mini settlement there. Basically, had one of the great cases of buyer's remorse. Tom,
You think he did?
yes,
Or you think we did?
I think we did, and I think he did.
Yeah, I think he might have as well.
I think after a couple of months, which is when he started to put the feelers out there, was enough for him to go, no thanks.
So there is
And
a
the
part of it that I
scrutiny
think that he
going into
looked over the cattle and was like, we don't have much cattle.
I think you went over. I think he eyed the cattle. I think he eyed the finances. I think he eyed the setup, the corporate setup, the C-suite, Tom, as well. And I think he didn't like what he saw. And I think he made the decision that taking those cows to the World Cup at home under intense media scrutiny wasn't his cup of tea.
But also, while we are on the C-suite, Eddie, they should be broomed out of there. And I mean literally. Like, I don't think they are deserved of such an unceremonious sacking that someone should go in there with a broom and just push them all out. How the fuck do you make that mistake? And then you hire Eddie Jones, then he's gone within 6 months or 8 months, whatever it is. We get absolutely belted in the World Cup. No one knows what the fuck's going on here. Get rid of them all.
I just think we need better administrators.
Yeah,
obviously.
rumor.
Like I know that might sound obvious, but it doesn't seem to be getting through. You know what I mean?
No.
And 99's becoming a long time ago.
It is, Eddie. Yeah, it's getting...
Like a really long time ago. So maybe we just park the old boy.
People
fucking
born in
bullshit.
99 are fucking 25, 24.
Tobler's born in 97 and look at him. Covered in beads and
Covered
shit.
in his weird Fiji necklaces. Buller. Welcome back, Tobler.
How many did you get?
Buller.
How many did you get in?
Half.
Work to be done.
Do you want to just quickly explain that video that went fucking viral
I
last
don't, I don't think there's anything that needs to be explained, really.
Well, no, okay, I've got a question for you then.
Yes.
For those of you that don't know, if you didn't listen last week, Tobler was papped in a Fijian pool, basically doing aquarobics.
Well, not basically. Like, that's
Well,
no, you
exactly
were.
what
exactly
it's
what
doing.
it
Well,
was.
I've got a question for you. What drives a man to seek out water aerobics the first thing he does when he gets to Fiji? I just don't get that. Like that's like a day 6 maybe thing. You
It's
know what
not
I mean?
even. It's never. It's not a thing.
It wasn't
If he said day
necessarily-
6 and his missus been begging him every day to do it, I get it.
Sure.
But not the first thing you do when your feet touch Fijian soil. Very strange decision. Like, why don't you go and get a mimosa or like a drink?
That
I
actually
did
hurt my
straight
shoulder
after.
to do.
You did straight after.
Straight up
That's
in
my
the same
point.
pool. Yeah, it was.
So you
What-
did straight after. That's
Talk
my
us
point.
through the whole thing.
So the opportunity. So a few of
The
the cousins,
opportunity.
You went looking for it, mate.
I didn't go looking for
Bullshit.
it. It was presented to me
Lies.
by my cousins who did it the day before we got there, and it was just.
How did they present it to you? How did they sell you on it?
They said, we'll go for a breakfast buffet and then we'll roll straight into the pool for aquarobics at 10:30 and then some swim-up bar mimosas straight after. And I thought, yeah, fuck it, why not?
Okay, but so you don't at any point go, what's with the aquarobics? So why do we just go swim up bar straight after breakfast?
Well, the bar didn't open until 11, till after aquarobics finished. So it was a good way to kill time in the pool.
And did you get some calories burnt?
Yeah, fucking oath I did.
Was it
You
tough?
saw the video.
Looked really tough.
It looked like it was
Yeah,
grueling.
It was pretty tough.
How long you do? Especially that guy who was sitting in the front, just like not moving at all. He was like half dead, just floating there.
Yeah,
How
it went for
did-
like 45 minutes.
Okay,
It was
did
a
you-
solid session.
Did you do it every day?
Nah, I just did it on the first day.
What was it like when you realised that you'd been pat? Like, when did you only know once we put it on the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the guy who papped me, I was talking to in the pool after water aerobics, not having a clue that he'd just papped me on his way in.
And so what was your reaction when you saw the video?
Oh, I couldn't stop laughing. Like,
Dude, we
out
were
of
in
all the
tears in
moves,
here.
we were doing like punches and like all these other.
What cooler looking one?
Were
do you
they?
reckon?
Yeah, but just the arms up there.
The arms to the
Sounds
side.
pretty cool, buddy.
as you're
Took
bouncing
4
along.
seconds of.
That sounds pretty cool,
I never
buddy.
said it was cool, but like.
I loved
good
that
fun.
video, Tobler.
It
I
was
was
good
in
fun.
tears.
Yeah, it
with
was
laughter.
pure. It was pure.
I think one of the funniest things about that video that I only found out this morning is that like almost everyone in that video was a toddler. They were all Toddler's family.
Yeah, there was 22 of the clan over there, so
Oh, fuck
everyone
the-
doing water aerobics was somehow related to me.
Okay, I didn't realize this was a full family affair. I thought this was just you and Jenny going over.
Oh, no. I doubt water aerobics would have been on the routine if it was just Jenny and I. But with the whole family involved, bit of family fun.
Family aerobics. Look,
A bit of family fun.
yeah.
Bit of family fun.
Cute, buddy.
I can see how, if I'm being slightly devil's advocate, now I would still say no. But if the entire family is like, oh, we're all on family holidays, yeah, let's get some aqua aerobics.
I can see how it happened. I'm just disappointed.
Don't hate it till you try it, fellas.
No. I won't be doing
Well, listen again. I've got to reiterate. It's just the timing for me. It's just, the first thing you do when your feet touch Fijian soil. I find that really
yeah,
odd.
I'd be laying on the sand most likely.
Great way to
Swim in the
loosen
ocean.
up.
Great way to loosen up. Okay.
Well done, mate.
Well done.
Well done.
Back to Eddie Jones being a scumbag.
Of Trader
piece of
fame?
shit. Yes. I think Larkham. We were saying Larkham. Was it us saying Larkham?
Yeah, of course we said like.
Yeah, well, I've heard now he's the fave.
You and I said Bernie like.
We said Bernie a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we did. Listen, I don't know what his coaching pedigree is like. Shock horror. I haven't been keeping a close eye on Bernie. All I know is that Bernie has won a fucking WC. He's won Bleds. He's won tries. Did he win a Super Rugby championship with Brumbies?
Yes.
He's won that too. And I know that he came out to Dubbo and visited the Dubbo Roos. Want to be a Wallaby, rather be a Roo. And he was a stand-up guy and had a lot about him and, tried to teach me how to pass. Didn't work, but he tried. I want that sort of guy leading the nation around. I think we need to go back to basics here, Tom.
But I mean, listen, we are.
And I know that I shit on the
99
use of
guys, yeah.
Yeah, but 99 guys in the C-suite because all
Yeah.
they do is go to fucking
Lunches, Mr.
lunches,
Wong's.
brunches, interviews. They go to fucking Mr. Wong's and they run up huge tabs,
Yeah.
and that's the long and the short of it.
House expensive bottles of rouge.
Yeah.
Nip off to the bathroom.
Yeah,
Back and have some more rouge.
Yeah.
Back to the bathroom.
Back for
for
more
some
rouge.
Oh, sorry. Is there
Yeah.
any more of that duck? Can we get some duck?
they're the guys belly laughing at 5:30, being
Yeah.
asked to leave so they can set up for dinner when they got there at fucking 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
nipped.
Red nosed.
That's right.
Fucking buttons coming undone on the shirt, or at least the buttons look like they want to come
Correct.
undone. A la Shane Watson in commentary.
Correct. Then they nip round the corner to the establishment, then upstairs to Hemisphere for very pricey drinks, bit more fucking bathroom work, and
Yeah.
that's it.
And that's it. Back to the office.
Back to the office.
Shoot
Yeah,
off a
back to the
couple of
boardroom.
emails.
Oh, back to the boardroom. No emails. Just sitting around spinning yarns.
Well,
blind shut sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
blind shut. Put the out of office on.
Yeah.
Or even don't. Just don't show it. Just don't respond.
Well, it's like 7 o'clock at night by now,
Yeah,
so
but
there's
you
no
know
email
you
work.
should be working.
Blind shut, boardroom open sort of stuff.
Phones off.
Phones off. Yeah. Get in at 7:30. Pissed off missus. Spare room stuff.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
That's who we're talking about, not Bernie. We wouldn't impugn on Bernie, who's still in and amongst the game. He's still around the traps. He's still at the coalface.
Well, he's at the coalface. That's right. Is he not the Brumbies coach?
He is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind seeing him be coach of the Wallabies and maybe CEO of the great game. You know what I mean? Now you're talking about a coalface guy. Fucking very little time for Mr. Wong's boardroom debauchery.
Well, I was joking in our boys group. I was like, I wonder if Big Phil War takes on the double, CEO and head coach.
Phil War couldn't coach.
I got a couple of boys. No, but it was a joke.
Oh.
A couple of boys were like, I don't know if he could coach. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, right.
Looking at you, Tom Cameron. Yeah, Bernie feels about right. Obviously, I don't have many other options. In fact, I don't have any.
No, I bet Dave Rennie's fucking giggling.
Who's that? Who's the long-haired grey man?
Oh, the guy looks like Billy Connolly.
Fisher? Murray Fisher?
Laurie Fisher?
Laurie Fisher, yeah.
Laurie Fisher.
I mean, he was old when I was young, so he'd have to be old as fuck
He's-
now, wouldn't he?
Guess how old he is?
Yeah, I don't reckon he's that old.
He's 65.
Yeah, right. Well, maybe an AC for Burn.
Yeah, he's too old to take up the head job.
No, an AC.
Yeah. You
I'm
give him AC.
I'm talking about getting like
Angus Crichton's rejected the Wallabies as well. I mean, now part of that, I'm sort of curious to didn't they fuck you around?
they did.
Yeah, but then it's come out that he's actually now formally rejected them. But I'm like, well, I don't know how that
Who knows?
shit show.
Obviously, they offered him no money.
Yeah, they tried to lowball the great and powerful Angus Crichton. Fuck them. But all things looking pretty good ahead of the 2027 World Cup.
Things are looking cherry ripe, punters and dribblers. Absolutely cherry ripe. And I tell you what, this is the best possible news, is that as host nation, we get automatic qualification. Because otherwise, I reckon we'd be up against it.
Yep.
Fair income. Like, you got to take on the Canada, the US, powerhouse nations, Tom, just to get qualified. So thank God for that.
We had about 100 captains. So I don't know who the captain of the Wallabies is right now. Like, who is our captain? Do you know what I mean? Because there's you can have a
Is
captain.
it sort of like a last goal wins type
So
situation?
Poriecki or whatever his name was.
Well, Will Skelton was named captain ahead of the World Cup, wasn't he? But then he didn't play a few of the
So
games.
then there was Tate McDermott, Andrew Tate McDermott, then fucking Posterecki.
It was basically Will Skelton, and then who the fuck are you?
From memory.
Yeah, so Will Skelton is captain, Tate McDermott vice captain.
Great.
And that was going into the World Cup.
Yeah. Well, terrific. Terrific.
Listen, we've said it before. We'll say it again. I think that you need to try and basically, it's Hail Mary territory.
Full of grace.
We need to just go in. You need to go in and get 10 leggies. I reckon 10 should do it, and you might have a fairly decent crack.
10 leagueies. You're probably going to need some. You need Payne Haas, which doesn't seem like that's going to happen.
You need Payne Haas. You need Nathan Cleary. You need Cameron Murray. Who else do you need? Angus Crichton. Go all right.
Angus would be good, but also maybe
a Reece Walsh or someone like that.
or a Trell.
Yeah, maybe a Trell. Get a Trell in there. Perfect. You need a fullback.
Well, that would be potentially Trell, or he'd be an outside centre maybe.
He'd be outside.
So maybe you get Tommy.
Tommy Turbo. Fit Tommy Turbo.
Can't get him.
Well, listen.
We're not giving him.
True.
We're not giving him.
Like a Reece Walsh or someone. If you get that sort of those sort of, that pedigree, I think you get that pedigree over, we would win it. We would win it. Nathan Cleary would fucking dominate that game.
I don't even know. It's been a long World Cup.
They're shortening it, I think. They went to this model of just basically weekend games. It just drags on a bit, I think.
A bit.
Yeah.
Especially when you're not good.
Drags on a lot, really.
We were the real winners with our ball.
Did we talk about the new structure? I think there's going to be round of 16 next time.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't get to it last week.
So I would assume less pool games. I'd assume 4 in a pool instead of 5.
Yeah, but I think, and I'll just get it up to confirm, but I'm pretty sure more teams in the World Cup.
Less
time
games,
as well.
less games for them.
Yeah,
guys.
24 teams. Here we go. And there's a whole new system, like a competition every 2 years that will be between the top 10 nations. So I think the Six Nations it might be 12. The Six Nations, the Rugby Championship, and then 2 teams which are likely to be Japan and Fiji. And that's a competition that'll happen every 2 years. There's been a bit of talk because the small...
Yawn. And that's not against you, Dave.
No,
I
yeah.
just couldn't give a rat's cock about this new fucking thing. I was thinking about it the other day,
New Look Pacific Nations Cup.
Yeah, so these are for the teams that aren't included in that top 12, who a lot of the representatives from these nations, USA, Japan, Canada, Samoa, Tonga, are saying that they won't get as many chances to play the bigger teams, and so they can't improve on their thing.
we should be in that fucking Pacific tournament. We're useless.
I know. I think we've been a bit generous to ourselves.
Where we are, that's fucking ridiculous.
We wouldn't put it that way. Put it this way: go down to Dior. You've got Tonga, Samoa, Fiji. We probably wouldn't.
Fiji beat
we
us.
wouldn't. But we wouldn't win a game in Pool A. We're probably better off in Pool B with Japan, Canada, and the USA. And I'll give you tip: Japan will give us a run.
Japan would give us a run. We'd big dog America and Canada for now.
For now,
But Japan would be a good comp.
we'd be doing well to win Pool B in the Pacific Nations Cup right now. I think we all just need to call a spade a spade.
Well, maybe we just start fighting off for like Pool B. So we don't play for Bleds anymore. We don't play for we just Pool B.
Are you suggesting that silverware is silverware, Tom? Because I'm prepared to go with that.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't mind a trophy just called Pool B. And we just play for Pool B
Pool B of the PC.
Yeah. That's all it is. We just go for Pool B glory.
How many Pool Bs you got, bruh?
Fucking none yet.
But how many could you get?
Well, exactly.
I like it.
Sweet. I don't care anymore about that. Do you want to read that? Do you?
Nothing reeks. No, that looks too wordy.
Yep.
Nothing reeks artisanal like Pool B W's.
Pool B dubs. Mate, fucking we'll put that up as the trophy.
You win the artisanal football.
Well, it doesn't leave our set, obviously, but it's for the winner of Pool B.
Well, it's like the Ashes don't leave the museum at Lord's.
Yeah. We'll get a replica made. It's only going to cost you $40,000. But for the winner of Pool B,
You get the artisanal footy.
yeah,
Assuming smart decisions are made and we're inserted into it.
Pool B. Assuming. Now, Eddie, as I said earlier on, there was some real great Australian wins, unfortunately for the Kiwis, over the Kiwis, on Saturday night. We did have the cricket.
Yeah, it was Saturday.
Did you watch any rugby league? Because I did watch the rugby league on Saturday night.
No, I was watching the cricket.
I shout out to KO here, by the way. Shout out to you, KO. Split
You
screen.
You split it up?
Bruh. I know that split screen's been a thing for ages, right? I know that. But shit, she came in handy on Saturday night. Steph went out she went to get a massage. So Dad stayed at home, gummed up, maybe a techie on the couch, and I had PGA on the TV, bit of golf, and then I had the iPad there, just splitted beyond belief, headphones in, just something's happening in the cricket, bang, watch a wicket, bang, back to the footy. I was in fucking heaven.
Partners and Dribblers, if you are going to watch the Cricket World Cup this year, and if you're not, then you don't like your nation. In fact, fucking pack your bag sort of stuff. We don't want you. You watch it with KO.
Yeah, and it's heating up.
Heating up?
It's heating up.
I tell you who's... No.
All games on KO.
Listen, not only is it heating up, Tom, we're heating up.
That's why. It's heating up because we're heating.
We're heating up. And I'll refer memories, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, punters and dribblers, to not the last T20 World Cup, but the one before that, the one we won in Abu Dhabi, I believe, or Saudi Arabia, wherever it was. We heated up then.
Yeah.
We fucking caught fire and won the goddamn thing. And if I run an eye over our form right now, I think we win this World Cup. There, I said it. Travis Head comes back in and goes, ton me up, Buttercup.
Ton me up, bruh.
D. Warner, 81 of 65 seeds. Thank you very much. Glenn Maxwell comes in with 41 of 24 seeds. Just good, honest Australian work.
What about bloody old Blue Eyes, Paddy Cummins, 37 of 14?
Mr. Does he belong in the side? Whose take was that?
I believe it was...
You can pat your bags too, bro.
I tell you who I think it may have been. Pup of a current affair.
Punters and dribblers, if you haven't watched the absolute hit job on Michael John Clark, is that his name?
I don't know.
MJ Clark, Michael John, yeah. On A Current Affair, you can watch it on Catch Up on 9. It's not an ad for them.
No,
it's just
not.
This is where you need to watch it.
You have to watch this.
You need to watch this.
I think it was from Tuesday last week.
He is on there trying to promote
Australian bitters, like lemon, lime and bitters.
And they just go, we're not talking about bitters, mate. We're talking about you having that punch on in the Noosa Park.
Yeah.
And the moment it dawns on him that he's getting his ass
pounded. Can you try to find that, Dave? I wouldn't mind watching it again.
It is so good.
So, we won't watch the whole thing, but there's a couple of things here about this pup's appearance on ACA. Shout out to Ali Langdon. Now... And I feel bad for Aussie bidders who have probably,
Train
maybe
wreck.
pulled the wrong rein and getting pup, but also pulled the wrong rein and gone, now we've got pup, now we've gone to a current affair and gone, like, can we get, I think you're probably best going to 9 now. Or is it on YouTube?
No, it's on YouTube.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
on
yeah,
YouTube,
yeah.
punters and
Perfect,
dribblers, rip
perfect.
in.
But this is the PR team for Australian bidders. Have played
That's
one of
what
the
I mean.
great shockers
One of the
all
great
time.
shockers, getting pup onto a current affair and thinking that this is going to go any other way than the way it goes. And so the guy starts asking pup about the Noosa Park punch on, one of our biggest episodes ever. And then pup's like, no, look, I'm not here to talk about that. And the guy's like, well, I'm going to keep talking about it. And you see pup's face realize like, fuck, I'm just going to be getting hounded about this thing the whole time. And again, like you feel bad for pup should have known better, I feel, but like he just has to basically sack it up. The whole thing becomes about that. And rather than actually speak about the bidders, it's like they basically start using the product he's trying to sell as like a way to pay that. It's like, now that's not all he's bitter about. You're like, oh my God.
They talk about it just at the end, and there's a couple of sweaty cutaways to a sweaty Michael John who's like pouring the bitters in a bar. It's just all wrong.
There's the cutaways of him like stirring the bitters and sipping it, and we were musing about whether that was post-interview because he looks fucking pissed off.
It has to be because he's furious.
Yeah, he's fuming. No, we probably can't watch the whole thing, but maybe we just watch the whole thing.
A current affair, 8.5K views, published on 26th of October 2023. That should have 850,000.
Yeah, well,
honestly.
hopefully after this episode it will.
Then girlfriend. The former Australian cricket captain has kept quiet about that very public bust-up until now.
Pause. This is meant to be about bidders and they haven't even mentioned it in the intro.
And they cut straight
to the video,
footage, and it's so hectic.
Now, and they fucking do not mention Carl Stefanovic's name except for this one little bit where they're like,
Well, why would they?
no, I know, but like the whole thing.
No, but they mention him. They go, and even poor old Carl wasn't off the menu. And when he's starting using vulgar language,
language to Carl, like Carl wasn't there off his guts with the rest of them. All right.
And a lot of things happen behind closed doors that we all deal with on a daily basis. You know, I've been through a divorce. You know, so sad, so hard.
It's clear he's still bitter over Noosa and the coverage he copped.
He's got his Australian bitters shirt
I
on as
know,
well, dude.
dude.
It's unbelievable.
It's clear he's still bitter about the fucking...
Talk to me about Noosa. Regrets from Noosa?
No, listen, I'm here to talk about lemon, lime and bitters. And this is a good example.
No, but I mean...
This is a good example. As soon
Isn't
as I
that part
speak
of the-
about this,
Yeah.
it becomes your headline.
No.
That's not fair to the company that I'm here for.
But can I just explain why I'm going to ask that question?
Sure.
It's on the back of that same sport thing where you can't avoid, you're always under scrutiny.
Of course. And you know that. I know that.
And you would have been you were under scrutiny up there.
I know that as well.
That's tough
That's
stuff,
tough.
dude. That's tough.
He looks like
stuff.
he's shitting out a watermelon as well.
Yeah,
there, bro.
he does. Yeah, you want to try to pass some watermelons. And he's like, that's not fair to the company I'm here to promote. You're like, no, dude, but that you haven't spoken about it. And it's a current affair. Like, they are the masters of like, well, we don't give a fuck. We're just like, they doorstop people and shit.
Mate, you had a punch on in a park. It was filmed. It went everywhere. You were limping and shit. There was rumoured that you'd punched on with Carl Stefanovic. You haven't talked about it. Now you're on a current affair, and you think that they give a shit about Aussie bidders? Honestly, whoever the PR company is I would assume, for Australian bidders, like, you did come down with in the last shower. Like, that is bush league.
Should we do an ad for Aussie bidders that's like better than pubs? You know what I mean?
Just to
try and
fix it?
correct them. Can we get up Aussie bidders?
What's their tagline?
Yeah. Let's get
I'm
up
happy
Aussie.
to pump them up
No,
because
same.
they've been put through the
Those
shitter.
poor fucks they need some help. In this world, there's bidders and then there's Australian bidders.
To the uneducated palate, All bitters could taste the same, but to a connoisseur or mixologist with a taste for the finer things, our range of Australian bitters makes all the difference.
That's right, Eddie. Each one is handcrafted from the finest natural botanical herbs and spices to our time-honoured and secret recipes.
Each blend adds that certain something to even the finest of finest cocktails.
Australian Bitters Company.
Handmade in Australia. There you go.
There you fucking go. That's all you need. That's all you need. Fuck me dead.
No
Poor
code,
bastards.
punters. There's no code for this
No,
one.
there's no code. Just go and support them. What's it cost? What's the fucking bitters set you back?
They don't have the prices on their website.
Okay. Well, you're making it hard for me to buy any Australian bitters.
Might just be a website. They even sell it.
The standard bitters at Dan Murphy's go for about, what is that? $23.
Okay.
Not a big bitters guy, so I don't know.
I used to
if that's-
fucking love a lemon lime bits growing up.
Did ya?
Yeah, I didn't mind them. They were nice. But you know, like you're not meant
Is
to like
bitters alcoholic?
Yeah, you're not meant to give them to kids.
Yeah, but it's like such a tiny fraction.
I know, but I remember when I used to work at, I think just bars generally, I wasn't allowed to give them out to kids.
What kids are getting lemon lime bitters?
I used to fucking hoon them.
Did you?
Yeah,
When?
when I was a child.
Really?
Yeah. Again, like between the ages of fucking 10 and 18 when I wasn't allowed to drink.
You'd have lemon lime bitters, would you?
Yeah.
Good for you, bro.
Thanks, mate. I really appreciate that.
Shout
Anyway,
out to Pup.
shout out to Pup. And listen, I also partially do feel bad for Pup because, like, there is also a world where what he's saying is true. Where he's like, I mean, he's very media trained. He's like, I'm just trying to get up and be the best version I can
Well,
be.
yeah,
and
but
learn
he
me
was a
lessons."
Australian skipper, so obviously
He knows how to fucking media manage and he's on
correct.
radio and shit. But, like, there is also a part where you're like, fuck, he's just a dude who likes to fuck trying to keep it honest, right? But he can't help himself. Can't help himself. Blowing out a hammy, still fucking injury prone. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Listen, he's just trying. Yeah,
and listen, Aussie, I would fucking love to know what Australian Bitters is paying Pup for a fucking.
oh, it'd be a lot of money.
But just like, how much money's in Australian Bitters to be able to afford Pup?
He wouldn't be cheap, mate.
That's what I'm saying.
It's well, there must be money in bitters. There must be, or it's their final roll of the dice. Who knows? Anyway, they got it wrong, horribly wrong.
I hope it's not their
Thus
final
the
roll of
read.
dice. Yeah.
It's just stupidity all round. Stupidity on the the fact that the PR company, Michael Clark himself, and Australian Bitters didn't stop and go, doing a current affairs is probably not the best idea.
Yeah, but also like,
They're the most ruthless fuckers in Australian media.
but wouldn't they have gone? And maybe they did, but like, go, yeah, we're just coming to talk bitters though, all right? We're not talking any Noosa Park punch-ons.
They would have had to have paid a current affair to go on, right? But a current affair would have been like, they would have just run with this bullshit and then just not charged them. That's what I reckon. Because they obviously wouldn't have paid. There's no way you're paying a current affair after that.
Go watch the whole thing. It's
probably it's the best 10 minutes of your life.
Yeah, it's fucking hectic. It's so
It's hectic.
it's
exactly
just
what
so
it is.
good. It's good stuff. Anyway, so the cricket, we beat
So-
the Kiwis.
Back to it.
We beat
If you're
the
going to watch the
Kiwis.
cricket, you watch it on KO. You know the drill.
Yeah, you do.
David
Warner's
in
gone
form.
100 into an 81.
Travis Head in form.
Travis Head
obviously.
straight back in. That's his first game after a broken hand. We kind of did slow down quite significantly after those two boys got into their work, though.
I'm pretty sure we lost like 4 for 1 at the end. We were
The very end was fucked, mate. We didn't
Yeah.
even play out all our overs. It was ridiculous.
we were 6 for 387 and then ended on 388.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit of a shit show to wrap it up. But it was, I think that's now like our third consecutive 350 plus total at the World Cup, which is a record. Then New Zealand was going to need to basically break the run chase record at a World Cup to win. And fuck me dead if they didn't get close, Eddie. I was a very sweaty palmed boy on the couch at home.
They got extremely close. 5 runs?
Mate, the final over, they needed 19 off. I'm going to get this semi wrong, but basically they needed like 19 off the final over, and Stark, of aging fame, but still good with his white ball. Like, I'm not knocking him, but, also like led Tobler down the garden path fame. but he gave away a 5-run, no ball, fucking wide, yeah, off the first ball.
Oh,
Got him down to, or off the second ball.
there you go. 5-ball wide.
Yeah, and it was just like, holy shit.
5-run wide.
And the thing is, like, when you are looking at the runs needed, I can sort of trick myself into thinking that we're in a better position than we are. But, like, when you think about what they do in 2020, like, it's not that many fucking runs, 19.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, in 2020, Big Show hit fucking 18 runs off 3 balls in the previous game.
Which is all you need to do, and then get a single time.
And then get a single. There you go. So then when Starkey fucked that, it was like, oh, this is tough. But it was a good game. Good, enthralling. We won. Thank Christ. What's the, ructions, or what's the,
you look up ructions, Tom, while I'm looking up.
Dave. Send Dave to do ructions.
I'm going to look up betting odds.
You just what's the, where is it? What's the state of play here? What's the, how many more games have we got? We're playing England.
I think we've only got one, don't we?
Yeah, so, no, I think we have a
How did England... Did England lose to fucking...
Yeah, England lost to...
Sri Lanka.
No, but then did they play someone just the other night?
They played Sri Lanka last night.
Oh, it was Sri Lanka last night and they lost? Yeah. It looks like a W there.
No, it's an L.
No, I think that it's going the other way.
Oh,
it's
the other way.
See, New Zealand's got 2 L's there, bro. India 210 favourite, Australia into 375 second favourite. Fucking oath.
So these are basically the important games coming up. So New Zealand play Pakistan, which will basically decide whether Pakistan are going to make it through or not, because they're currently
They've lost 4 straight fucking games. How do they look like they're going to make it through?
Well, it's basically them or Sri Lanka who are the only ones that could make it into the top 4 still, but they're still 2 wins away. But they'll need to beat New Zealand and then New Zealand to lose another game while they keep winning. We play England on next Saturday.
How many? We've still got, another...
Next Saturday?
Yes.
Fuck, that's a while away.
We've still got 3 games.
Yeah, so we've got England, we have Afghanistan, and we've got Bangladesh.
Okay.
So we should be able to win those. England play, obviously, us. They play Bangladesh as well, and they play the Netherlands. There's a good chance that even if they still beat the Netherlands and Bangladesh can get 1 win out of their next 3 games, that England will finish last.
Fuck, I love when the English lose.
Because we'll pound them into the earth.
Well, I hope
they're going to get one of the great humpings off us.
Get there and just absolutely spank them. They had another bloody stay in your crease moment. Dumb fucks just can't stay in their crease, dude.
It's pretty simple.
I think it's maybe a cultural thing.
It is a cultural thing.
Like, they just don't stay in their crease.
No, they don't get it.
No.
They don't get it.
And then they whinge when people get in. Like, what the fuck, man? It's like, that's how cricket works, bruh. You got to be in your crease. Otherwise, you're out.
Yeah, but also you can't be halfway down taking cheap singles. Stay in your crease. It's very, very simple.
Johnny Bairstow came out, and there's also one where, I think that Bairstow and Broad. But Bairstow, I swear, was quoted this week being like, can you just try to find Bestow's quote about staying in your crease and, what will happen? It's like, if he'd said it this week, if I'm not just misreading shit, there was fucking that many videos that came out about Bairstow being like, yeah, I'd fucking do it too, or did do it.
Well, he's forgotten, hasn't he?
But it's just so hypocritical.
He probably doesn't spend much time on social media seeing video after video after video after video after video of him doing the same thing, talking about it, and has convinced himself that he's holier than thou. That would be my belief. You know what the fucking English are like?
Duh, bro. Insufferable.
Mate, audio
still,
fellatio.
They're still bickering and bitter on that video on those videos from the Ashes that were on our Instagram. You want to talk about videos that just constantly are getting heat.
Is that still getting heat?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because you haven't had the Ashes.
Not stop fucking talking on there. They're all arguing with each other and shit. I'm like, dude,
sorry.
Shut the fuck up.
Sorry, we're retained. Sorry, we were retained.
So Johnny Bairstow said, this was 6 days ago, he goes, I don't think you want that filtering down into kids' cricket. Look at the man-cads and everything like that. You want young kids to be out there batting and having fun, not thinking about whether the fielders might do this or that. It might tarnish people's enjoyment of the game that we're trying to get kids into.
Yeah. So basically, he doesn't want people to get out.
So you reckon that kids aren't going to play the game unless they're allowed to cheat?
This is ridiculous. He goes, you want to be out there batting and bowling rather than thinking about the 11 different ways you can get someone out.
No, I think you want to have that in the back of your mind, Jonathan.
What the fuck are you talking about, mate? What are you talking about? Let's just focus on the facts that you're coming dead fucking last in a World Cup that you were defending champions in.
Yeah.
Dead last.
And then...
who have they beaten? Bangladesh? Afghanistan? Or they lost to
beat the
Afghanistan?
Bangers?
They lost to Afghanistan. They lost to New Zealand.
Lost to the Netherlands?
They beat Bangladesh.
They beat
Netherlands as
Bangladesh.
well?
They haven't played Netherlands yet.
How can they be so shit with like their players? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how can you be this shit? You shouldn't
Because
be
they're
this shit.
English. That's why, Tom. It's very, very simple. It's extremely simple. Weird take from Johnny Bairstow. Probably the weirdest I've ever heard from him.
Yeah.
And he's been known to say some weird shit.
And I like Johnny Bairstow.
Did.
I like the way he plays his cricket. Not the way he stays out of his crease, but, he's a bit of fun, jolly. He's jolly.
Yeah, but he's not jolly anymore. He's jaded now.
Yeah. They're really cut, aren't they, those Poms?
He's jaded as fuck. They really haven't got over that retention, have they?
No.
It's really
They
boiled
just
their
can't.
blood.
They can't seem to win an Ashes series, can they?
Dude, they haven't won an Ashes series for a while.
Yeah.
2015, maybe?
So next up, we play England. Is that right? That's our next game?
Yep, on Saturday nights.
4 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m.
It's a 7:30 p.m. game.
Seems like a long time between games?
Well, they do.
We've got a week off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually, they'll play 3 days and fucking 6
I
days
think-
when you've
I
got
think-
like a quadrangular
I
tournament.
think we've been going at about 2 a week to this point.
Yeah.
So maybe they just give us a bit of a breather.
Yeah, there's basically one game per night during the week, and then Saturday there's 2 games.
Beautiful.
So us and New Zealand both play on Saturday.
Did you see the stadium we were playing at in India on the weekend? That was fucking beautiful. Can you find a photo of that?
Where did we play?
It was like on a mountaintop.
It's in Dharmasala.
Dharmasala.
Dharmashala, actually.
Dharmashala.
Chicken dal masala.
Wow. Yeah. Just getting the photo up.
Beautiful.
Mate, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. So sick.
And then like the top down view where you could see like the city over there. Like if Big Show got under one, he could have hit that thing off a fucking cliff.
That's nice. That's really nice.
The mountains in the background, like, get real. That was hectic. Hectic.
Beautiful stuff. But we've caught serious fire, punters and dribblers. I'd be fucking shaking in my boots.
Call
if
the
I was Indian.
RFS. We've caught fire.
It's total fireman sort of stuff right now. If I'm Indian, I'm shaking in my boots.
Yeah. Edward, just before we go on, just a quick one, but off-season Bears chat. Off-season Bears chat. They're in the media, obviously, because it's the off-season and there is nothing else to talk about from a rugby league context, even though there is. But with so many rugby league journalists, like open-mouthed, like, you need a story to feed on. At some point, you're going to turn to the Bears, right? I think any great rugby league journalist worth their salt will acknowledge that when you're a bit light, you fucking give the Bears a ring and go, "Oi, you guys still desperate to come back in the NRL? You got anything else to say?" Sweet, let's run it.
Love it.
Now they want to join.
It's a well that's never dry.
No, well, until they come back, the Bears will always be an off-season story because they will never stop trying. Shout out to Pez of Sam Perry fame, who is a long-suffering Sydney Bears fame. Went to their final. Like he flew up from Melbourne to go to their final in the
New South Wales Cup.
New South Wales Cup.
I went to a Bears game this year. I think I would have talked about it. And they're die hard as fuck there.
Yeah.
Die hard.
I don't think I'd go to Manly games if we got kicked out of the comp. It'd be too painful. Anyway.
It would be painful.
They want to merge with the Pacific Islander team. So the North Sydney Pacific Islanders.
I respect the fuck out of their hustle. Like, if you could go through how many teams they've tried to partner with, West Australia, they were trying to do the Central Coast Bears.
I think they
had another crack at the second Brisbane team. They've had a crack at like a Cairns
maybe a New Zealand team. I think second New Zealand team.
The South New
North
Zealand
Island Bears. Or
the South Island North Sydney Bears.
Yeah.
The South North Bears.
The North South Island Bears. But like, I mean, that sort of. I'm just trying to think about like who. I don't know if I've seen tenacity like that since maybe Will Smith in The Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No
Like
quit.
really no quitting them. Now
Yeah.
he ended up finding his happiness.
Yeah,
I
he
don't know
did.
whether the Bears have.
He
Well,
did.
they definitely haven't.
He found his happiness, but he lost it in a cuckold. Interesting.
Well, that was but in the film he didn't. He got it all, but in real life,
Well, I'm just saying he fell victim to a bit of a cuckold incident.
cuckoldery.
Yep. Cuckoldery got hold of him. Now, the Bears, all-time tenacity. What are they rumoured to have done now, Dave?
Yeah, so the Daily Telegraph's reporting that they're going to launch a formal proposal to the NRL in the next 2 weeks. The submission will involve the entire Pacific region, Tonga, Samoa, Cook Islands, Fiji, parts of New Zealand, as well as Papua New Guinea. This comes after, I think last week or something, the Australian government announced that they'll inject $60 million annually for at least the next 10 years for sporting and economic development in Papua New Guinea. So there was a lot of talk about the 18 team being a Papua New Guinean team because of that. So I think Bears are trying to get in on that action to make it them as the Papua New Guinean.
Yeah, it's a Bulldog
Pacific
article.
team.
There you go. Bulldog.
Tinfoil hat, Tom?
Bulldog needed a yarn.
PVL was invited to that dinner with the US president because I think they wanted to get money out of the US via Australian government into Papua New Guinea through the power of rugby league to have Western
China.
interest in the region to counter China.
Yep, that's exactly what it says in this article. It says
Kid's good.
Prime Minister Anthony Albanese reportedly wants a Port Moresby-based team with games to also be played in Cairns as a way to counter China's growing influence in the region. Sports diplomacy, they're calling it.
I'm almost too smart.
Well, I mean, there is a part of me that wants to give you your flowers, as it were, but we were having this discussion on the DMP maybe 2 weeks ago, so I'm not going to...
But we came up with it. Or maybe Denon did.
Denon did. Denon definitely did. But what he didn't do and what no one has done, which is why I will give you some, is that you're bringing in the American element here.
Yes.
So America, and then, it'll be America's team.
Like everyone was like, why the fuck was PVL meeting up with old bloody Grandpa Joe? That's why.
Yeah.
Because he needs their dollars
Yeah.
for that team that would not be financially
Shout out
viable.
to our close personal friend PVL. Like
Yeah.
we are now 1 degree of separation, testy pop, 1 degree of separation from.
Would it be 2? Because we know Peter.
2.
So we're
No, would it be 1 degree? Because otherwise,
Would it
Peter
be-
is the degree, isn't he?
no, but so I know Peter, so that's 1 degree, isn't it? And then, but I'm 2 degrees away from Joe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I actually don't know.
So my good, close, personal friend and mentor, St. Peter V'landys.
Yeah, who we're catching up with next week.
So I'm actually 2 degrees from God, Jesus, and Joe Biden.
And the king and the late queen. Yeah.
Damn, you'd want to know me, bruh. Because then you're 3.
Well, now you're 3 degrees from the king.
Yep.
Um,
And I'll allow all dribblers to know me technically. So
well,
you
they
are
do.
all 3.
Yeah, you are.
Yep.
And apparently wanting, who was it? They were like, I was reading today that like PVL wanting Tom Brady to have something to do with Vegas. Vegas is going to be so good, dude. I am so fucking wet for Las Vegas. It's not funny.
Kids over here straight up dripping.
Just absolutely dripping, dude. We're gonna have
Like,
so
I
much
need
fun.
a mop right now.
We're going to have so much fun. We're going to have to go over there and just truck nut. Like, someone has to truck nut.
You know what?
For the punter and the dribbler.
Someone needs to go over there and truck incredible amounts of nut on behalf of the punter and the dribbler because most of you won't be able to attend. So we're going on your behalf.
Go on your behalf. We're going to go and cover it.
We're gonna need something to fuel us. We have to look into that.
What do you mean fuel? Oh, okay, like to keep us going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not drugs either. Don't.
No.
That's not.
Hey,
drugs,
yeah. No.
That's not what we're talking.
We're gonna need something.
Yeah. You're right. We will.
Don't you reckon?
No, we definitely will. To keep us going. Well, mate, because again, you get over there, jet lag, time difference.
Yep.
We got to hit the ground running. We're gonna be there.
No, I need to be sprinting.
that fucking.
You know, like when you hit a boost in fucking
in like Mario Kart or some
Mario
shit.
Kart.
Yeah, or like when you get the star. That's what
where were the boosts? Boosts were on Mario Raceway, I believe. Punters and dribblers. You need to hit one of them boosts.
You need
You get the
the
little mushrooms.
I think you need the
You
star.
get the mushroom and then you...
No, the mushroom.
No, there
you
were
shoot at
also
people.
you could on Mario Raceway you could hit little arrows.
Yeah.
Oh, the arrows, yeah.
You launch. Anyway, we get there a week early, punters and dribblers. We get there and we pound.
Yep.
And we pound. And we pound.
And we
We're
truck
bringing-
seed.
We just truck. Give me the ball, hit it up,
Back fence sort of stuff.
go again, go again, go again.
Like we're the nut truckers.
Yeah, we're the
For the
nut
punter and the
truckers.
dribbler.
We're the punters and dribblers over there. We're trucking nut for the fucking punter and dribbler over there.
It's exactly what we're
We're
doing.
bringing our little friend Tobler with us. God, he's just slipped into one of the great roles, but we're going to bury him. He's going to have to
Listen,
he's
he
gonna
won't. It's not going to be a holiday for that
no,
kid.
Tobler's going to
When we're out,
there'll
he'll
be
be
no
editing.
Aerobics for that little bastard. Yeah.
He'll be
Might have
editing
to stop over to
feverishly
Fiji on the way home.
because, listen, there's been bottlenecks with vlogs in the past, and that.
Oh, you
won't
mean
be,
like the marathon video,
like the
which
marathon
we
that
haven't
never
seen
fucking
yet?
surfaced? That won't be happening on this trip, punters and dribblers.
No.
Know that there will be daily
Yeah,
footage,
daily
content.
Daily Cherry Evans.
Correct. Who will be there?
Yeah,
Dear, good, close personal friend.
close personal friend.
But we'll be over there chucking out on the behalf of the punter and dribbler. We just needed some fuel. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, well, shout out to the North Sydney Bears of keeping the back pages filled.
There is, just before we move on, just to cover all bases here, the last line of this article says the Bears also have a fallback option with Perth as a possible base should the NRL knock back that bid.
This is the most desperate football club in the history of rugby league.
Unfortunately for the Bears, right, who flaunt their cash as they're sort of their way back in, is that I don't know if your money can compete with that of the US government.
Yeah, you ever heard of them?
I know they're in trillions of dollars worth of debt, but they don't have a problem printing
Money's
it.
fake, they just make it up.
They literally do. Yeah. They just print it and just go, here you go.
Yeah, here you go. Here's $1 billion.
Yeah. And it's the reserve currency of the globe, so they're fine.
It's a whatever,
It is what it is. Very hard for the North Sydney Bears to compete with that sort of cheddar.
Yeah.
Really
and North
difficult.
Sydney, I'm sure the GDP.
Oh, there's cheddar. There's cheddar in North
I'm
Sydney.
sure the North Sydney GDP, would be not equivalent, but like they could compete.
Well, listen, it's going to put Cairns to shame, isn't it? But Cairns doesn't care because Cairns got that US cheddar.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
Sort of stuff.
Whoops. Now, I watched the rugby league on Saturday night, and it was a good game of rugby league football. It was actually a good game of rugby
I saw
league
the
football.
stare down. That was hot.
That was good. I thought they'd forgotten a part of the haka because I would not be shocked because it wasn't the conventional haka, it was a different one.
Right.
And it wasn't the kappa or punga. Like, I don't even know if they even...
They don't do the
They don't
kappa
do
or
it, do
punga.
they? But there was a real part of me that was like, oh, fuck. You remember when Jonathan Thurston forgot what he had to say for the Indigenous one?
Yeah.
I got the distinct feeling that they forgot a chapter of the performance. I could be wrong.
You could
They
be
just
wrong.
stood there and stared for what felt like
Surely
an
if they all do that, that is pre-planned.
Sure.
Because you're not all going to forget it.
No, when they all walked up and stared down, I was like, that's cool. But they stood back and stared down for ages. Now, if you're right, not everyone could have forgotten it, but there's one guy leading the show. So, like, if he forgets it, why would I even fucking remember what he's got to say? Because it's not my job.
Good point. It's a reasonable point you make, Tom. It's
Either
a
way,
reasonable point you make.
we got the job done over the
Obviously, the
Kiwis.
Kangaroos win 13 plus.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was actually angry at myself. I forgot to even, have a little bit of a flutter on it.
that was the most obvious bet of all time.
Val Holmes scoring first, also obvious bet. Him scoring it all, but he loves an international try like it's nobody's business.
Good to see Dilly Edwards go over.
Dill
Like
got
that.
over. The Ghost got over. Cam Murray now 6 in 6 games for Australia, equal to Bob McCarthy, I think, which is like, when you see those records, you're like, yeah, there's no fucking way that's happening. And then 79th minute, Nico Horns.
Are we playing in a final for this thing?
Are
Are we playing next week?
against them. And we rested Payne Haas and Tino. Like, I don't understand
I don't
how
think. Listen,
that works.
Can I be honest with you? I don't think the Pacific Championships of 3 teams fame needed a final.
Well, it just doesn't really make sense because we basically won. And if the Kiwis win next week, then it's 1-1.
Which they wouldn't.
Of course, but do you know what I'm saying?
No, it's silly.
It just isn't. And they were trying to push it like, oh, well, fuck, you better wait and see what happens next week. Yeah, it's really. And it's like, well, we just fucking humped them.
The moment we beat Samoa and the Kiwis beat Samoa, that was it.
Right.
Our fates were sealed, so to speak.
Yeah. So Samoa's done. They played the first 2 games in a bye. Yeah.
Yeah, they're done.
I mean,
It's all over for them.
It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. Then you die,
As Jarch says.
as the great and powerful Jack Edward Archdale would say. I tell you who was hot to trot in this game. Hamiso Tabuai Fido in the centres.
He's had a really great year.
Dude,
He's gonna when he sits back and reflects on the year he's had, he's got to be as happy as Larry, and Larry was fucking happy.
he's now a walk-up start to like any rep team going on IMO. That's in my opinion. His 2 try assists that he got there, one of them, the first one for Lindsay Collins' first. Lindsay likes a try. He's just stepping in off his wing. Oh, sorry, not off his wing, in the centres, like stepping off his left, but like he basically drew in 3 guys to then offload it to Lindsay Collins. But then the second one, you know when you see those really quick bastards who kind of, they almost change direction in the air while the ball's in the air before it's got to him. Like his speed to just get on the outside of Joey motherfucking Manu and just put him on the gronk, dude. Like absolutely gronked him. I think he set up Dilly Edwards' try, actually. It was hot shit. You're like, oh, the hammer's just
Electric.
He is him, if I can use terminology of the current zeitgeist. He is him.
Yes. Who is him?
Hamiso's him.
Right.
Himiso.
Himiso.
Anyway.
Tabuai Fido. Shout out to him. Great year. Shout out to the Kangaroos. Obviously, we hump the Kiwis again next week.
Yeah. Kiwis in big trouble.
Will have been a very ordinary couple of weeks for the Kiwis.
Yep. Thinking of you guys. Unlucky.
Not your week.
No.
Not
Tough week.
Tough
week to be Kiwi.
Really tough week in the saddle.
Yeah. Whereas we just fucking got to pounding.
Well, we'll shore up the Pacific Nations Cup. That'll be a cheap dub. And then we'll win the World Cup in the cricket. Make it 6, I believe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Next best has 2, I believe. So, you know.
Whatever. Before we leave rugby league, Eddie, it would be remiss of us not to acknowledge the great and powerful Chad Townsend, who actually watched his...
Respect that.
Respect to Chad for watching his compilation on his podcast, the Chad Townsend Show. And they went through it and he watched it. Now, it's, you know, when you're in the content biz, you got to be taking your licks, right? You got to be open to take your licks. If something funny happens to you, if whatever, like licks-based shit, right? And I don't know if we even said this in the last podcast. Me, the Clavelli Clobber, getting fucking looking like absolute toilet. Tobler in fucking Fiji, just doing his aquarobics, right? You with your cat cows.
It's
part of the cause. It is what it is. You got to be there for it. So shout out to Chad. Todd and Chad are, while we're here, interchangeable names in my opinion.
Todd and Chad?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
You know, like you could be, if you got called Todd, you could be called Chad.
Also, shout out to Chad of big Vince fucking...
Vinny Chase
fame. He's got me back into it. Last couple of nights, I've been just panning Entourage. So, you know, that's a Chad-based thing.
Chad, I will say this. Can I give one, observation? Chad put himself through it, watching it. I don't think he loved it.
He also made a comment to the effect of, well, he pulled this out a 25-minute vlog as if
it's reasonable to say that I'm that guy that many times in a 25-minute vlog.
Yeah.
It's like, shit, you got a lot of time on your hands. Dribblers do have a lot of time on their hands.
Oh, they've got more time than that as well, let me tell you. You think that's a lot of time, bro? No.
Now, Roger Fabri of King of Cadence fame, he's desperate to win Dribbler of the Year. Now, those awards, I mean, we're ways away from there. Yeah, that's a December sort of situation, but he's desperate to win Dribbler of the Year. He's doing his best, and he's made a video which is fucking absurd in the extreme, but I've got to pay full respects to it. It's art has to make you feel a certain way. It has to make you feel at all. This certainly makes me feel something.
It's fucking strange. It's really, really odd. But I quite liked it.
Yeah, I liked it.
I liked the angle he went down. I thought it was...
It also caught me off guard. I didn't know where it was going.
There's a couple of bits in here that really got me going.
Yeah.
Put lead in my pencil, as it were, Tom. So fucking ridiculous. You and I were laughing.
We were lucky
Out
enough
loud.
to enough to
lolling.
be together
We
when
were
we saw
lolling.
it. Yeah,
we were lolling.
And going, what the fuck is this?
Like an old school lol too.
Yeah.
Not as opposed to I'm just going to write it but don't mean it. We
meant it. Let's watch it.
Rog. What? I got something to tell you. What? I think I'm pregnant. What? Yeah, I think it's coming now. Help us! Just help us, Rog.
Yeah.
Help!
Yeah,
help!
George, fuck me dead.
I
Get
need
in
a
here.
doctor.
Get on the fucking table.
I need a doctor,
fuck
mate.
Get on the table, you fucking idiot. Two, you fucking freak.
Oh, thanks.
What's going on here? I don't know, boys. I'm sorry for waking you up. Sorry for disturbing you, but I'm fucked if I know myself. Just help me out if I need to. It's nearly there. It's nearly there. It's nearly there. It's nearly there.
Who is this long-haired guy?
I don't know.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Look. What the fuck? What the fuck? What are we going to call this guy?
Rugby. Bashful.
Dopey. What do you reckon, boys? You reckon this is fucking Snow White? We're not going to call him fucking those names. What about if we call him Scotty Bellotti? Scotty
I don't know what is going on.
Hold on. You're not calling me Scotty Bloody.
You can all get fucked.
Look at his little legs. Fucking hell.
It's just... It's art, Tom.
It is
just
art. It's art. Look at that scooter, dude. He must hoon that fucking thing. He's getting around on it. I fuck the bloopers.
I tell you what. Yeah, fuck the bloopers. He's special.
Yeah.
Rog. He just is. I know he's angling for Dribbler of the Year. He's going to be up against it.
Well, but
there are other categories.
a video like that puts you in the frame.
But there's other categories.
Some people in the P&Ds are like, oh, it fucking missed. I'm like,
I don't think it missed.
I don't think it missed at all.
No, it didn't
I think you need to know what you're getting when you need to know what you get from certain people, right?
I don't think that missed.
Scotty Bellotti, meme king of the memes. Fucking, can we get a rankings update actually, please, from the punters and dribblers?
I wouldn't mind if we're talking Dribbler of the Year here, which we are. There's obviously the big gong, Dribbler of the Year, the gold Logie, so to speak.
Yeah.
But I still think there's Video of the Year, Meme of the Year, Post of the Year. There's got to be there's got to be other awards.
Yeah, there will be. And we're actually going to do this, guys. But what we'll do is have people the vote will be, the final decision will rest with us, but the nominations for certain categories will be voted for on the P's and D's page.
Or will we put them?
So as in, you can nominate. So who do you want to nominate for Video of the Year? Rog, Chad, fucking whoever else. Then it's like, who do you want to nominate? What's the meme?
And then you and I pick.
Yeah. Maybe a couple other team of judges. We can work that out.
I wouldn't mind getting a panel together.
Yeah, a panel of judges.
You know who the panel is? Baggy Grain members.
I don't mind that.
That's
either.
how you do it.
Yeah. I don't mind the baggy.
They vote in turn. We vote
They
internally.
can. The only thing I've got with baggy green members is that they can be a little bit, and at least some of them a bit more like gatekeepery. That's the only thing we've got to work out.
Well, we can veto.
Yeah, we've got ultimate power.
Well, which is shocking to no one.
Yeah.
We'll work that out.
We'll work that out. But I
hate
do
that.
think the baggy green.
They've got to be
like-
involved somehow,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be a lot.
Imagine us sending a list of fucking nominees to Ricky Ponting and just go, mate, just vote on this.
Which we will. We have to.
Hey, Ricky, mate, look, obviously it's just, as a member, you have to vote. So
Who else has got one? Gilly?
Gilly's got one, but he hasn't got it because we haven't seen him since he's got one. PVL's got one hanging on his door. Anytime he does a cross, it's hanging on his fucking door.
Yeah. We'll have to shoot that. Right. I wonder what PBL thinks of
Rabs
this.
would be very fucking confused.
Oh, well, we might just...
No, we'll send it to him. Fuck it.
We'll have to send it to him.
Yeah.
I thought that was a fucking terrific video. I really did.
Yep.
Dribbler of the Year awards. Obviously, we'll be working closely with father of the awards, Liam Brennan.
Yes.
But we're technically his dads, so you
Yeah, but he's the executive producer. He doesn't even know that yet, but he is.
Well, it's just been announced.
Yeah, it's been announced. Congratulations.
We are taking over some sort of control.
We'll be in control.
But you obviously will be front and center.
Yes. Now, Scotty Bellotti just fucking absolutely shitting
Dude,
on everyone.
it's just not even
It's not even close. Scotty Bellotti is...
What does Patrick Fletcher get up to?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. Because Scotty Bellotti's on... Well, let's just go to the points first. Okay, he just shares Simpsons memes, which isn't really... That's... Okay, yeah. He's sharing...
No, he gets polls and stuff going.
Okay, I like that. Scotty Bellotti on 100...
He would have got serious points off that poll.
Scotty Bellotti, 121,663 points. The next best is Patrick Fletcher on 51,572.
So he's putting up like Tiger Woods numbers right now.
Scotty.
Yeah. Josh Ollier, 39,000. Winston Neville, 39,000. Brandon Savage, 34,000. Ryan Silvage,
Who is
30,000.
of Dribbler's Day fame.
Correct.
I thought he was going to be... I mean,
Well,
he's
dropped off.
He's dropped off big time.
Johnny Ogilvy, 30,000. Mitchell Williams, 29,000. Is that the top 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Zach Wheeler, 9th, 27,000. Josh Viggers, 10th, 27,000.
There you go. Congratulations.
A notable mention to Kendrick Hatton, probably sitting around 13th. And the
Uncle
Roasty, Rugby League Roast, he'd be 14th-ish. Oh, no, probably 12th and 13th. So, stacked field, but it's not that stacked because Scotty's just dominating and shitting on everyone.
Yeah. Now, obviously, and Dribbler of the Year isn't necessarily just about the punter and dribbler of the, like this, his points stand for themselves, but like, there's some different criteria potentially for Dribbler of the Year. We don't know. Maybe Scotty just wins the overall, like, points, you know.
Well, there might be
He's
like,
king dribbler.
Well, there's you know, there's Dally M, but then there's also the other award, like the player voted awards and stuff. You know what I mean? We can work it out.
We'll work it out.
We won't get too
bogged down on it now, or too technical generally, no.
Now, it came to my attention, punters and dribblers, and it also came to Tom's attention and to the attention of the punter and the dribbler, that Tom Quigley went out to the greatest town in New South Wales, Dubbo, and erected a sign. A fucking pretty good sign too.
It's a good sign.
It's a fucking good sign. Home of Eddie Simpson. Now this is at the Dubbo sign. Let me just try and work out. I think it's probably on from the Mudgee Road, maybe the Dunny-Doo Road potentially. Basically, front and center behind the rhino, like the indigenous name for Dubbo, which I'm not going to embarrass by trying to fucking pronounce. And then the big Dubbo, and then next to that, home of Eddie Simpson. It looks legitimate as fuck.
It does.
I can't see anyone taking this down.
Yeah,
it fits in perfectly.
Yeah, it does. It looks like it's council approved.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It 100% looks council approved. I don't know how they got this fucker into the ground. I like to think they've concreted that bitch in.
Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be a touch of class.
Don't you reckon?
Yeah, that'd be a touch of class.
It
For
would
sure.
100% be a touch of class.
Painting on the trimmings.
Yep, 100%. Now, once upon a time, this would have got a baggy green. However, as the show grows, effort levels need to go up. It's as simple as that. Gone are the days of buying us a bottle of Proper 12 and a signed book of Shane Keith Warne's, the late great Shane Keith Warne's memoirs, getting a baggy green. Those days are gone. Gone are the days of sending in a New South Wales fucking cricket jumper, vest, and getting a baggy green. Those days are over.
Now, at that time, they were huge Herculean lifts.
But they are in the past.
Yeah, you can't compare eras.
What Tom and I have decided here internally is that it would be unfair, nay, disrespectful to the man on my left.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't think it's disrespectful.
If you weren't to have your own sign.
Well, I certainly need a sign. The thing is, we've had signs done before. This is definitely best in class that we've seen. But for a baggy green, something that's steeped in quite a lot of history and mystique these days, it's like we're probably going to need to see one out the front of a barrel. Welcome to barrel.
It'll tie it together.
Yep. That's what you need to do for a baggy green.
It is what it is, right? I personally wouldn't feel right handing one out unless I saw a home of Tom Birmingham out the front of fucking barrel sign.
Which is nice. I hadn't even thought about that, to be honest, but
it's the first thing I thought.
When you raised it, I'm like, well, listen, for a baggy green, I mean, like, you know what? It depends as well, because the problem he's got here is that what he's done is fantastic, but it's only halfway done. Whereas someone could maybe do something that perceptively is less effort. But it's like
well, like as the late great Kobe Bryant said, is the job done?
The job's not done.
The job's not done.
Now barrel.
It's a hell of a 50% job. Though.
Oh, it's beautiful. Barrel not close to Dubbo, so that's a bit of a ball ache for you. But otherwise, it's just it's still a proud sign. We hope it stays there.
Tom Quigley, you're halfway there, brother, and not many dribblers can say that. In fact, of the 40,000 dribblers in punters and dribblers, none of them can say I'm halfway to a baggy green, really. Maybe a couple.
Well, some would have to be able to say, well, maybe not half, but they're there. They're there or thereabouts.
Whereas you are literally like a sign away
You're a
from
sign
glory.
Away. Yep.
The gauntlet's been thrown down. I want to see one out the front of the barrel sign. It feels right. It's a fucking great sign, though.
It's a great sign.
And I did chuck it at myself. And
I like it because it's no nonsense either. Like, it's just what it's...
No.
all you need to do.
But there's no pomp and pageantry to it. They've got a nice little trim.
Yeah.
And I like the shape and I like the font they've gone with. All great big ticks, beautiful stuff. Did I think I'd have a fucking sign out the front saying home of Eddie Simpson? He's driving a Dubbo. Probably. Yeah. If I'm being honest with myself, I think I probably
you probably did.
From a young age knew that was probably destined
that was on
for
the cards.
me. Yeah.
And see, the thing I think, Barrel now will be home of Bradman and Birmingham. Like, that's, just a couple of heavyweights of the town. I don't have my own oval yet, though, in Barrel. Or my own sign. So that'd be nice.
Well, but I think deep down you knew that your name would be alongside Bradman's at some point.
Listen, not yet, but we'll see.
Shout out to Tom Quigley.
Shout out to Tom Quigley.
And whoever else was involved, I have a sneaking suspicion it may well have been the great and powerful Jacko.
You reckon? I don't know if it was. I hit him up the other day being like, he must have responded to something. And I was like, what the fuck was getting made? And he's like, but was that, do you reckon?
I reckon.
Are they friends of one another?
I don't know. It's a guess. It was a big fat guess.
Because he responded being like, anyway, maybe you're right. Maybe it was Jacko. It didn't look like that. Maybe it did in the thing they were making in that video.
I can't remember. I can't recall.
Oh, well.
Shout out Tom Quigley.
Shout out Tom Quigley. Biffs. Ngannou, fucking Fury, where everyone was like, this is going to be a shit show. It ended up being fucking good. In terms of the fight was not just what you expected to happen. In fact, many people think Ngannou won. I'm a little bit more like, I think that's probably like, I'm not.
Listen, take out he knocked him down.
Take out that he's a first-time boxer and that he knocked him down and that everyone's like, holy fuck,
I don't think he won. But he performed impeccably.
And it was close. It was definitely close. I think the judging was like, split decision.
It was fucking close. And the fact that he went 10 rounds is insane.
And dropped him, dude. Dropped him.
Like, looked unbelievable in there. He's just built so differently. It's insane the fucking nick he's in. It's absurd. But to go 10 rounds with arguably the best fucking heavyweight in the world right now is ridiculous.
Yep.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I still am always, and again, everyone says it, but I marvel at how sloppy Tyson Fury's rig is and just his body generally. His legs are scrawny as fuck, but that he can still be as good as he is. Now, he wasn't great on the weekend, in fairness, but just generally, like, I just can't believe someone can look like that. And then you've got Fury, Ngannou there. Steph was like, she watches the Tyson Fury doco, right? But she's looking at Ngannou being like, what the fuck? Again, you know what would have been great if I'd got her to bet on that fight, because she just would have bet on what she saw. Well, actually, no, because Fury won. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you know how chicks can sort of like they'll win and they'll pick a Melbourne Cup winner on their first fucking.
Ella was like, "How? There's no way Tyson can win." And I'm like, "Yeah, but he should. He's paying like $1.07." She's like, "Yeah, but look at the other guy." And then when he got knocked down, she's like, "See?" And I'm like, "Listen, you're not really."
No, yeah.
I know that you think you're making a heap of sense, and you are.
You are correct, but you're not.
You're also not.
Yeah.
I tell you what, an absolute masterstroke doing the Keeping Up with the Furies equivalent, because the pay-per-view numbers, well, I don't know if girls bought it, but there was a lot of interest out of the driblet yesterday. Ella was foaming at the mouth. She got up, got us breakfast, was like, let's get the fight fucking loaded up. Was like,
oh, really?
Yeah, it was frothing.
That's
absolutely
so
foaming at the mouth.
Steph's never walked in and been like, known what the fuck I'm watching. She's like, oh, is he fighting? I'm like, huh? She's like, yeah, but isn't he like, and you know, she starts like spouting off shit about him. I'm like, good God.
It was, besides the fight though, an absolute rugby league shit show.
The Saudis, do you know how much money they would have spent? They flew out every
Did you see the photo?
Yeah, I saw one of them. There was like, but they flew out
50 greats in one photo.
Every single great fighter who's not dead yet or who hasn't lost their brain.
Did you see Tyson walking out like through the tunnel, just fucking fist pumping all those greats?
Yeah. Oh, you mean when they were cut, dude? Like every great boxer still living. Every great MMA fighter still living. And they were just all out there. Like, can you imagine Eminem, Kanye West, all these different fucking rappers and musicians and shit, like what that would have cost?
Eminem was there.
Yeah.
It's like insane.
Not to perform. He always looks really fucking grumpy at the moment, Eminem. Like he's always just looking like someone has like whispered like a slur in his ear.
He looks so pissed off at the world.
All the time. I'm like, dude, chill out. You've done well. Life's good. Like, sure, you can be down in the dumps, but to just always have like a resting bitch face, I'm like, I don't know if I've seen him smile before. Certainly not post-career.
Let's put a smile on that doll.
Let's put a smile on that doll, sweetheart.
Come on, baby.
Come on, sugar. But
lighten up.
The cost to fly all those fuckers out to Saudi Arabia.
They don't give a flying fuck.
They don't give a rat's ass, do they?
What they needed to invest in, Tom, if I can just like eyeball it, were better event staff or producers or someone that was like event planner, whoever the fuck was running this shit show. They move like, so the main card is in like a stadium and then they flip out to the outside or go to another place entirely for the main fight.
Oh, did they?
That was in another area.
So what? Everyone had to move into another thing for the main fight?
Well, I don't know if you had pleb seats and good seats. I don't know what the deal was. Then they've got the big performative stage where everyone's singing and dancing and carrying on. Then the boxing ring comes up from the ground. Then all these blokes are running out there with chairs so that like the big dicks can sit close to the ring. Like Chris Young, like, you know, all the people, all the big dicks seats weren't even there. They had to run them out and set it all up.
Oh, Jesus.
2 hours between the last fight, the co-main, and the main event. 2 hours.
Yeah. It was started like 1 a.m. over there.
Bad Baby or Bad Bunny or whoever the fuck was performing, Bad Bunny, Bad Baby or whoever it was like they mused that he was coming out 4 or 5 times and then he just never came out until he did. Just ridiculous.
Same as getting old Michael Buffer, who looked like he was like
Michael.
He looked a bit.
Nah, Michael looks like he needs to be in a home.
He looked over it. But, and again, to Michael's defense, he might have been like, cunt, it's 1 a.m.
Well, it was 1:30.
Yeah,
he was exhausted.
And then he's like, all right, now Francis Ngannou. And then he just doesn't come out and he's standing there going, Jesus Christ.
Oh, someone
think
hasn't,
of the money.
Someone hasn't let him know. Someone hasn't let him know.
So he hasn't got his attire on, and then finally he comes out, and then, okay, he walks out. Like, I didn't feel like the crowd was that up and about.
Dude, it was 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, but
everyone's exhausted and no one drinks.
Oh.
Can't drink a lick over there, mate. Everyone's like, fucking bedtime, please.
You can't drink.
Bedtime, please. Bedtime, please. Like, are you kidding me? I would have been shattered sitting there at 1:30.
So you can't drink alcohol at all in Saudi Arabia? I thought it was like you can't drink, but
You would be able to in like the Western hotels, but no, certainly not at an event like that. No way.
That's got to be a fucking roadblock.
I would be shocked if you could. Shocked.
No, it's a great point. But like when Francis knocked down Fury, I was like, the commentators didn't go psycho enough.
It was too early. It was fucking 2 a.m.
Anything for us there about booze?
Yeah, no, pretty much. I think if you're rich enough, you can get away with it.
Well,
but,
that's like anything, right?
You're not drinking on camera, mate. No fucking way.
No, definitely
bro.
not in public.
No way.
Boo.
Yeah, dude. It would have been like,
Seriously.
There would have been people asleep in the crowd, 100%.
For sure. And over it.
Fucking over.
Second it's done, get me the fuck out of here. Yeah, okay. Well, listen, the fight lived up to it. Fury, he looked a little bit rattled by that. Again, and also Ngannou now ranked immediately top 10 WBC, was it, or WBA? Apparently the fucking CEO in the ring was like, yeah, he's going to be in the top 10. Like, you can't do that to Tyson Fury. And no, he's like, he's better than a lot of top 10 fighters. And now...
Isn't that incredible?
What's so funny, and again, like, not a knock on anyone who doubted Ngannou, because I don't think, like, anyone thought he was going to do it, but now, like, you know, Eddie Hearn, good friend of the show, close personal friend, he has come out and he was like, fight AJ now. Like, fight AJ. Whereas before, no one would have given a fuck. But it's just, it's interesting, you know, when Ngannou left UFC, everyone's like, oh, he's dropped the bag, man. He's fucked it. It's like, no.
It's turned out to be one of the great calls all time.
I wonder whether
I would
100%.
mate. I'll 100% watch him fight Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
Like, not that I wouldn't anyway, but now that I know that bloke can box, everyone sort of had, and rightly so, to be honest, what happened to Conor McGregor via Floyd Mayweather in the at the top of their mind. I think at least I did. But then these heavyweights are just a bit of a different breed. And Ngannou looked good.
And this isn't me now talking about something like, it's funny because I knew this before, but again, you don't know how much weight to put on it. But he was a boxer before he was an MMA fighter. In France, he was training to become a boxer. Like, that's what he wanted to be. He then became an MMA fighter and just beat the fuck out of everyone. But, like, he obviously was training boxing first, so he obviously has some fucking boxing skills. But I just don't think anyone was, like, expecting him to be able to do it against Fury.
Yeah.
But now we're off to the races, bruh. I wonder whether he even fights in the PFL.
Why would you?
Well, like, I mean, you could. You can still go out there and fuck up, but, like, you're not going to get monster fights in the PFL because no one's going to know who you're going to fight.
I'm going, give me fucking Anthony
AJ,
Joshua.
Give me a Fury rematch. I'll fight Deontay Wilder.
Give me an Usyk.
Bro, he could take a punch as well. Like, not a single thing rocked him.
Not one. Tyson was landing some heavy shots, and he looks so unfazed. His face at the end is cherry ripe.
It's fine.
Like,
I saw him being interviewed on something on Instagram today, and I'm like, oh, he is talking about the fight here. This has already happened. Like, his face looks fine.
He looked unbelievable. Humble at the end, like, mate, didn't whinge and moan and fucking mope and say, oh, I should have won. He was like, yep, I got bested.
Now he's saying that.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Well, at least in the ring he didn't.
No, exactly, which I think is good. But now he's like, yeah, the judges fuck me. And I think Fury said in the fight, he was like, fighting me is like, Ngannou coming to fight me is like Djokovic taking on a table tennis player coming on and taking Djokovic in tennis. So now Ngannou's calling himself like the table tennis world champion and shit. It's good stuff.
Love it. Fight AJ. I watched the shit out of that. Two absolute stallions.
Yeah,
two absolute stallions.
It is just the body, the best body comp.
It's body on body.
Yeah,
that's how you market it.
Yeah,
two bollards go toe to toe.
I would fucking love to see that fight. I actually think I wonder, that would be mad if they did that next. Like, don't do a rematch with Fury. Fury's going to want to go fight Usyk.
No. Let's have a word with dear close personal friend
Eddie Hearn. Yeah, we will. We'll get in touch. Well, listen, he's already come out and said it, so we don't need to talk to him. We need to talk to Francis people.
Yeah, but we just want to, maybe we'll just send him a message and be like, mate, is it happening?
How long ago did we talk to Eddie Hearn? Has it been National Eddie Hearn Day yet? I hope we haven't missed that.
I think we have.
12th of October. Oh, so about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we missed it. I had a nasty feeling we missed it.
Fuck. Sorry, Eddie.
Sorry, brah. That's Tobler's fault.
That is Tobler's fault.
Sorry, Eddie.
Now, the thing that I want to just mention quickly before we go, Eddie. Yesterday, went to support our close personal friend, the one and only, the powerful Nedd Brockman, who is launching his new chalky milk, dude. Nedd's milk. Now, some may misconstrue that for semen, but it is not the milk from Nedd Brockman. It's Nedd Brockman's milk. And let me tell you, even if it was semen, it tasted fucking fantastic.
It was unbelievable.
It really was good milk.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was ice cold when delivered to us, like ice cold.
Ice cold.
It was thick, and it was chocolatey.
Yeah.
And
Which
it was
is
delicious.
what you want. It was good.
Didn't try the iced coffee. I assume great things of it too.
Yeah.
But an incredible milk. Well done to Nedd Brockman. He is donating a portion of all sales, punters and dribblers, to homelessness.
Yep.
I believe.
Correct.
The man just can't stop giving. He gave a check for 40,000 there yesterday as well. I'm like, you are just the man, Nedd Brockman.
At 24, just fucking
the man.
raising
I don't know
cash.
when it launches.
I think mid-November.
Mid-November.
So a
It's
couple
in
of weeks.
Woolies. I know it's in Woolies.
And it'll be, I think, maybe
I know
in some
that for
petty
sure.
stations. I don't know, but it will be in Woolies. Had a magician there who fucking blew my dick off with magic. And, like, not literally. If he'd blown my dick off with magic, I'd fucking kill the man. But
we'd ask him to blow it back on.
He'd blow it back on and add a couple inches. He did this thing. He was doing this card trick. He's doing all this different shit. One of the things he kept doing was like, oh, I might have got it wrong. And then I'm like, nah, fuck you, dude. You keep saying that, and then you just do misdirecting me, and then you do something cool. But at one point, I think his name's Magic Mike. Do your own research. But I think he had a T-shirt on. I think he said Magic Mike. At one point, he puts a deck of cards in my hand, and he makes me put my hands over it. Then at certain points, he's taking cards out of that deck and going like, you know, showing me a card that I should have, that, you know, my card or whatever. And then he just goes, all right, I'll just keep holding it, continues doing the trick. And he goes, oh, now just come back. It's changed. It's not a deck of cards in your hand anymore. And as soon as he says it, then you like feel that it's not. And you're like, wait a minute, what the fuck? And then, oh, yeah, he was the guy at the Betty Big Golf Day. That's it. I thought I recognized him. And then I open it, and it's the cards are gone, all of them. It's just a block of plastic in my hands. I had to leave. I'm like, I got to get out of here, dude. That fucking wigged me out. Like, I left.
Oh, mate.
Dude, yeah, he guesses people's passcodes on their phone.
Wait, show me that one. Show me that video.
When you're waiting at the airport for the same flight as an Australian rugby team and one of the players challenges you to guess his phone passcode.
Put your hand out like this. Count to 10 out loud. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You didn't know his code, did you? No. Say a number from 1 up to 10. 7. First number is 7? Get fucked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5? Yeah. No. Hold your hand out. Imagine you're holding another number there. This is 5. That's not. Hold a 7 again. Yeah. And count to 10 real fast. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 7 again. Yeah.
Oh my God.
5. Yeah. G. Put your finger out like this. Last one.
Wow. How the fuck can you do that?
Magic Mike, not a stripper.
Magic Mike, not a stripper. Like that.
Yeah.
That's a great name. I didn't see Magic Mike's work yesterday.
He fucked me up, dude. He fucked me up real good.
I was seen on Ninja Warrior Season 1.
In the crowd. Nice, Magic Mike.
Well done, Magic Mike, not a stripper.
That's
Well
what he is on
done, bro.
Instagram. Magic Mike _, not a stripper. He blew me away. Not blew my dick off though. Then blew it back on. Blew me away. Is that us?
That's us. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Could you two just not talk anymore?